Carbide Series 175R RGB mid-tower gaming case. What we see here is the 175R. Its case specifications are it has a length of 418 millimeters. It has a width of 210 millimeters wide there, and then the height we have is at 450 millimeters. Max GPU that you put in there is 330 millimeters. Max CPU 160 millimeters, and the max PSU is 180 millimeters. What we have is a fan on the front, 3 120 millimeters or 2 140s that you can fit behind here. On the top, we have 2 120s up here, and then in the rear, we can fit one 120 millimeter fan right on the back. But it doesn't come with those fans. If you want to put a radiator in there on the front, you can put a 360 millimeter by 280 millimeter on the front, at the top a 240 millimeter, or on the rear 120 millimeter on the back. So on the side here we have a tempered glass panel. It comes off with these 4 little screws that are really short. One thing is that it's a little awkward to take off, as there's no handles or anything. It just comes off as one kind of glass panel. And then you have the little sticky tape on the side there. Then what we have is a couple dust filters. So there's one on the top here, which is pretty handy, just magnetic. And then there's one at the back. On the very bottom, you can see right there, it kind of pulls out. If you look right inside the case right there, that's an RGB fan. It's the only one that comes with it. It's a 120 millimeter RGB, and then there's no others. You can fit another one on the back there. You can fit another couple on the top, and then another couple on the bottom as well. Nope, you can fit 3 120s on the front. So right where we have that one, we can fit 2 more down there. And then on the rear, you can fit 2 120s or 2 140s. On the top. No, on the rear, you can fit 1 120 right here. And then on the very top, you can fit either 2 120s or 2 140s. Now if we flip around to the back, I'm going to take out the side panel, which is this panel here. Knobs are a little tight, but side panels are a little tough to get off. A little awkward, but it's alright. And it's just a flimsy metal sort of case siding. Here you can see the removable SSD trays. They just come off with these screws as well. Kind of screw out, and it could pop right off with the SSDs right on there, and pop them right back in. So this slides in there. That fits up to 2. 2, which is modest. That's okay. Those would be to the typical SATA SSDs right there. Moving down to the bottom, we have the 2 removable HDD trays. There's 2 of them that we have. Yeah, there's a couple, so there's not too many drive bays in total on this whole case. It's a mid-tower, but there's 2 SSD ones, and then we have the 2 HDD ones. When I do build this build, I'm going to be using an M2 drive, so it won't really matter, but I do have other drives. I do have 2 SSDs that I'm going to put in here, and I do have another HDD that I still use. It's a 4 terabyte that I use for some media, so I will take use of this, but otherwise HDDs are slowly fading away as SSDs become more affordable. Here's the kit of materials that come with the case. They come right in there. So you have your tie-offs, bunch of different things, cable management, your screws. Okay, now the next thing that comes off is the front panel here. This whole panel comes off. But the one complaint I have is, you can kind of see it here, this is the front RGB fan, the only fan that it comes with, and then right here is the solid front. So you can see that. So the one thing is that, in my opinion, airflow is going to be probably going to be restricted due to the fact that this is just a solid front. Also, to take off the front fan, there's these little knobs, which you can kind of see. And you got to pinch them. They're these hard plastic knobs. Here, I'll give it a closer look. It's these right here. You kind of see when I took the front panel off. Here's the front panel. There's the logo where you can see the RGB lighting on the front. But you got these little plastic knobs here that connect it, which aren't, you can only take it off so many times before these become flimsy. And then you have the fan right there. So then what we have inside are the main input out connectors. Here you have your USB 3.0 for the front panel on the top here. And then you have your other ones, your HD audio, your power, reset, power LEDs and power LED negatives. Power LED plus, sorry, negative, positive, negative. And then you got your 12 volt, where is it? This one here, got your 12 volt RGB fan on the front. Big on button. Your set is quite small. Overall, it has what most people need. One thing I just noticed with the 175R case, it's a little bit annoying, but also a positive on their side because they created this case pretty intuitively. Intuitively as in they, it's a minimalist case that has a little room for movement, I suppose. But anyways, this is an HDD cage that we need to, you can fit 2 in there. Yeah, total 2. You just pinch these out and you can slide the drive out. However, I just unscrewed that, took 4 screws to get it out. And it's not enough room, there's not a whole lot of room in here with these cables. So the power supply is here now and the cables jet out just a bit because the plugs need to go into the back. And then this needs to go in, and you really need to shove it in to get it back in there. That being said, I will be putting, if you don't have HDDs, honestly you can probably just leave this out and leave a little breathing room in there. Not wreath, but it's squeezing it in there. And now when we get it in there, all right, see, I need to really get it in there. So now it's just floating around, I need to screw it in, and you want these little knobs here so that you can slide this out still. So you want to be able to get it over as much. So now it's in there. I don't like this because there's not a ton of room right here, but I think it'll be okay. There we go.